like to call the meeting to order. Ms. Burns, roll call, please.
Mr. Sullivan?
Present.
Mrs. Hallenbeck is absent with prior notice. Mrs. Brochus?
Here.
Mrs. Egan?
Here.
Mr. Kraus?
Here.
Mrs. Marshall?
Here.
Mr. McGoldrick?
Here.
Mr. Rodriguez?
Here.
Ms. Walbeezer?
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance led by Shane Keeler.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good job. Good job, Shane. The board met in executive session this evening prior to this meeting to discuss matters of employment, issues related to labor relations, the purchase or lease of real property, matters related to litigation, and matters related to school safety and security. Mrs. Burns, any announcements?
There are no announcements.
Thank you. Mr. Bowman, Superintendent's report.
Thank you, Mr. Sullivan. We have just over 2 weeks left in the school year, and our students and staff are very busy with all the end-of-year activities. Last week, we celebrated our student artist at the annual District Art Show in Gym 1 at the high school. The creativity and quality of the hundreds of paintings, drawings, sculptures, photographs, and pottery works on display was truly a delight to see and a testament to all of the hard work that our students and staff put in this year. Congratulations to them and to all the student artists that had their work displayed at the individual school art shows as well. Congratulations to Vic Chen, Nishka Patel, and Yashvi Patel, who took home first place awards at the Pennsylvania Junior Academy of Science State Competition held at Penn State last week. Neshaminy was well represented in the competition this year with 8 additional students earning second place awards for their science projects. Last week, I was honored to participate in the military commitment ceremony at Neshaminy High School. 8 graduating Neshaminy High School seniors were recognized this year for their plans to serve the country following graduation in the U.S. Army, the Marines, the Air Force, and the Navy. I thank the Honor Guard from the Jesse Subi American Legion Post number 148 and recruiters for joining the ceremony along with Senator Farry, Representative Hogan, a representative from Congressman Brian Fitzpatrick's office, our school resource officer, Missy Robinson, who spoke about her military service, and the family of students who joined us for this very special and important recognition. We wish all of the new recruits the best and know that we stand behind and support you in your service. A couple of weeks ago at Neshaminy High School, we also recognized 27 senior athletes who signed their letters of intent to continue playing their sports in college during evening ceremony in the hub. This was our biggest signing ceremony yet, which I think really says something about the hard work and the quality of our coaches and teams. I congratulate each of them on their accomplishments during their years at Neshaminy and wish them the best as they move up to the next level. Also want to give a shout out to Assistant Principal and Athletic Director Lisa Pennington, who was honored as the Athletic Director of the Year by the Mud in My Cleats Foundation a couple weeks ago. This is a well-deserved award for her many years as a teacher, coach, and administrator, and we thank the foundation for recognizing and sharing her good work with the entire Philadelphia region. And finally, wrapping things up for the class of 2026, this Friday night is the senior prom. Next Wednesday night is senior awards night, and the senior picnic is next Friday. We're looking forward to Neshaminy's 131st commencement ceremony at the Ridge, which will be held Wednesday, June 10th at 6:30. At this time, I would like to turn things over to Dr. Burkholder and Dr. Hinshaw for this year's Teacher Recognition Awards.
Good evening. It is my pleasure to introduce the 2026 Neshaminy Teacher Recognition Awards. Each year, we gather to recognize the outstanding educators across our district whose excellence in teaching, leadership, innovation, and community involvement reflect the very best of Neshaminy. Nominations for the 2026 awards were submitted by fellow staff members in 4 categories: leadership, innovation, community partnership, and the spirit of Neshaminy. At this time, I'd like to introduce Dr. Hinshaw, who will provide a brief overview of each category and introduce 3 of our building administrators who will then present this year's award recipients.
Thank you, Dr. Burkholder. Our first award is the Leadership Award. This award recognizes teachers who foster a collaborative classroom culture, promote instructional excellence, and inspire growth in professional practice among their peers. I will be presenting the Leadership Award to Mr. Brian Suter. Come up here for your... Brian Suter is one of my secondary instructional coaches, as well as a K-12 science lead teacher and coaches swimming and envirothon, right? I got it all right. So I'm going to share the words of your nomination, which came from a fellow colleague and teacher in the district. So Brian Suter exemplifies the kind of thoughtful, steady, and inspiring leadership that the Neshaminy School District Leadership Award is meant to recognize. His influence extends far beyond his own classroom or role. He consistently elevates those around him, fostering a culture of growth, curiosity, and collaboration. One of Brian's most defining qualities is his genuine commitment to helping others improve. Whether working with new teachers finding their footing or experienced educators refining their craft, he approaches every interaction with patience and respect. He listens carefully, offers practical insight, and creates an environment where people feel comfortable taking risks. That willingness to support others without judgment or ego, which I think is huge, not your ego, has made him a trusted mentor and colleague across the district. Equally notable is Brian's calm and steady demeanor. In a profession that often demands quick thinking and adaptability, he remains composed and focused. He does not get flustered under pressure. Instead, he models thoughtful decision-making and reassurance. This presence has a ripple effect, helping teams stay grounded and solution-oriented even in challenging situations. Brian is also deeply encouraging. He consistently recognizes the efforts of others and celebrates progress no matter how small. His appreciation is authentic, and it motivates those around him to step outside their comfort zones. He inspires educators to try new strategies, explore innovative ideas, and continuously evolve their practice. This kind of encouragement builds confidence and drives meaningful change. His leadership is grounded in expertise as well. Brian has a deep understanding of science, pedagogy, and instructional best practices, and is on many committees and sought after by many people for his knowledge in the area of science and STEELs. He does not just stay informed, he actively seeks opportunities to expand his knowledge for the benefit of others. His participation in the state educational committees, particularly in relation to the STEEL standards, demonstrates a commitment to staying at the forefront of science education. More importantly, he brings that knowledge back to his colleagues, translating complex standards into clear, actionable guidance that strengthens instruction across the district. What truly sets Brian apart is the way he balances this expertise with approachability and positivity. He shares his knowledge generously, always with a smile and a sense of purpose. His enthusiasm is contagious, and it helps create a collaborative environment where learning is both meaningful and enjoyable. Brian also consistently reminds us of the bigger picture: stay green. He reinforces the importance of environmental responsibility and stewardship. This message is not just a slogan, it reflects his value and encourages both educators and students to think critically about their impact on the world. In every sense, Brian Suter embodies leadership. He supports, guides, and inspires with humility and integrity. His contributions strengthen not only individual educators, but the entire Neshaminy School District community. For these reasons, he is an outstanding and deserving candidate of the Neshaminy School District Leadership Award. Our next award is the Innovation Award. This award honors educators who embrace forward-thinking practices and pioneer innovative teaching strategies that lead to measurable student success. Now I would like to introduce the principal of Tawanka Elementary School, Mr. Don Palmer, to present the Innovation Award recipient.
Good evening. Perry Finkel is an exceptional fourth grade teacher whose commitment to instructional excellence is clearly reflected in his outstanding PSSA results, particularly in mathematics. His success is rooted in his intentional development of high-quality lessons that are both rigorous and engaging, ensuring that all students are challenged and supportive. Perry consistently implements effective instructional strategies that differentiate learning with a particular strength in extending and enriching math instruction so that his students performing at the highest levels continue to grow and thrive. His innovative lesson design truly sets him apart. Perry incorporates game-based learning and interactive experiences to make math both meaningful and exciting. These creative approaches not only increase engagement but also deepen understanding, allowing students to apply concepts in dynamic and memorable ways. He embraces new ideas and continuously seeks opportunities to refine his practice, ensuring that instruction remains fresh, relevant, and impactful. Perry is equally skilled in measuring learning outcomes, thoughtfully to guide instruction, monitor progress, and ensure that every student is reaching their full potential. His classroom is one where high expectations, innovation, and enthusiasm come together, resulting in exceptional academic outcomes and a genuine love of learning. Congratulations, Mr. Perry Finkel.
Our next award is the Community Partnership Award. This award celebrates teachers who engage in meaningful partnerships with families and the broader community through volunteerism, service, and civic collaboration, helping strengthen the support system that serves our students. Now, I would like to introduce the principal of Neshaminy High School, Mr. Steve Garska, to present the Community Partnership Award recipient.
Good evening. Thank you for having me. I just learned that the recipient wrote a speech herself. I don't know. Do you want to? Okay. We'll do it. All right. It's my pleasure to be here tonight to present Mrs. Melissa Bowerly as the recipient of the annual Teacher Recognition Award in the area of community partnerships. Much of what I'm going to share with you tonight comes directly from the nomination written by Ms. Kim Kelly, who works directly with Mrs. Bowerly each day. Mrs. Bowerly is an exceptional teacher working with 12th grade students and teaching advanced placement 11th grade English language and composition. Mrs. Bowerly is a strong advocate for her students, learns about her students, and makes connections with parents to help make sure her students thrive. Melissa's work extends far beyond the classroom. She's taken on a significant leadership role in the Narratine program across the state of Pennsylvania, helping guide and support youth who are navigating difficult personal and family challenges. Narratine is a program that supports children of addiction. Recognizing a need within her own school community, she brought this impactful program to Neshaminy High School, ensuring that students struggling with these issues have access to a safe, supportive, and structured environment. This is a powerful example of a leader who not only identifies problems, but takes meaningful action to address them. In addition, Melissa has taken on a leadership role in the 21st Century Grant Beyond the Bell program, where she continues to provide students with academic support, enrichment opportunities, and a safe space to grow beyond the traditional school day. Her ability to manage such a program reflects strong organizational skills, accountability, and a commitment to equitable access for all students. What sets Melissa apart as a leader is her combination of vision, compassion, and action. She is proactive rather than reactive, always seeking ways to improve the student experience, whether by internal means or community connections. She leads with integrity, earns the respect of both colleagues and students, and fosters an environment built on trust and inclusion. Her communication skills, collaborative mindset, and unwavering dedication make her someone others naturally look to for guidance and inspiration. I'm pleased to be here tonight to congratulate Mrs. Melissa Bowerly, the 2026 Community Partnerships recipient. You go to speak? This is great.
I did.
Takes the heat off me.
Susie told me I was supposed to. I said, thank you so much for this honor. I'm deeply honored by the partnerships and relationships this award represents. Through NARTEEN, the 21st Century Grant, and the collaboration between ATC and schools alike, I am grateful that these organizations trust me and allow me to build meaningful bonds with students, families, and educators in ways that help students succeed and build their futures. People often make decisions based on what they feel they are worth, and strong partnerships help students see their value, their potential, and the possibilities ahead of them. I'm especially grateful for my husband, who is my biggest cheerleader, as well as my family, friends, and colleagues who support and encouragement inspire me every day. Above all, this honor is for my sons and my grandbabies who continue to be my greatest teachers and my motivation. They remind me daily that what we pour into others through support, relationships, and opportunity is ultimately what comes back in the lives we help shape. Thank you.
Our last award is the Spirit of Neshaminy Award. This award is given to a teacher who inspires students to grow, achieve, and thrive, both inside and outside the classroom. Their dedication has a transformative impact on students' lives, embodying the true spirit of Neshaminy. Now I would like to introduce the principal of Maple Point Middle School, Mr. Andy Sokol, to present the Spirit of Neshaminy Award recipient.
Thank you. First, I'd like to congratulate our other award winners, Brian, Perry, Melissa. Congratulations. I'm honored to be here, and it is my pleasure to present this year's Spirit of Neshaminy Award to Madison Odie, Maddie as we call her, an outstanding 8th grade English teacher at Maple Point Middle School. The Spirit of Neshaminy Award recognizes educators who challenge students to grow, support them in achieving success, and make a meaningful impact both in and out of the classroom. Maddie embodies all of those qualities every single day. In her classroom, Madison creates engaging and meaningful lessons that encourages students to think deeply, make connections to the curriculum, and challenge themselves as learners. She builds strong relationships with her students and creates an environment where they feel supported, respected, and inspired to succeed. Outside of the classroom, her impact is just as impressive. Maddie dedicates countless hours to our students through coaching girls basketball, cheerleading, and volleyball. She serves as co-chair of student council, helping students to find their voice and build leadership skills. She also supports our school musical as an assistant director as the backstage coordinator. And she advised our debate club, giving students even more opportunities to grow and shine. In addition to everything she does for her students every day, Maddie also continues her own professional growth by working towards educational leadership degree. This reflects her ongoing commitment not only in the classroom, but to make an even greater impact within the school community. Madison's commitment to the students and the Maple Point's community truly reflects the spirit of Neshaminy. We are proud to recognize her for the difference she makes every day. Please join me in congratulating this year's Spirit of Neshaminy Award winner, Madison Odie.
Before we continue with the meeting, this is usually the time when we tell students when we're giving out student awards, if you want to leave, now's the time to leave. So I'll wait till we don't take it personally, and you'll miss the last 4 hours of the meeting, but that's okay. So, and congratulations to everyone. Okay, that brings us to the first public comment period. Mrs. Burns, first sign up, please. Please approach the podium, say your name and where you reside.
Julie Smith, 934 St. James Drive in Langhorne. I just wanted to give a shout out to the Neshaminy High School Music Department. I had the opportunity to attend the band concert last week. My daughter was in the band. And if you have not been to any of the music performances, it's like you're listening to professional musicians play. It was an absolutely amazing concert. So great job, Mr. Pettis, for directing. And I did not attend the orchestra concert, but I did watch the video. If you have not seen the video of that concert and what those students did, it's around the 50-ish, 55-minute mark with the tribute to heroes. It's one of the most moving musical performances I probably have ever seen. So I would highly encourage anybody who hasn't seen it to watch that. And fantastic job to Mr. O'Neill for putting that together. And lastly, I was not able to be here at the meeting a few weeks ago when there were other parents who spoke about the junior class trip. I just want to add my thanks to that. My daughter was there. It was a harrowing, only few minutes for me, thankfully. But thank you to all of the administrators who were there, to everything anybody in this room did, in keeping the students safe, managing an unbelievable situation. So just thank you for all of those efforts.
Thank you.
Kevin Odie. Regina Thayaki.
No.
Okay, thank you, members of the board, for having me tonight. As a parent of a Neshaminy bowler, I'm asking the school board to reconsider moving the bowling team back to the Pendel bowling lanes for the 26-27 school year. In August, I sent several emails about several concerns and advantages that were shared with Mrs. Pennington and Mr. Bowman regarding this issue. And the parents and students never received a response. We hope that the board will now take the opportunity to hear the concerns of the families and students who are directly affected. Returning to Pendel lanes simply makes the most sense for our students, our families, and our district. Pendel is located within the Neshaminy community, which keeps the business within our district while also making the transportation easier for both families and the school. Students would miss less time if we could come back to Pendel. Realistically, we've missed more than half of a period in eighth period to get our students to practice when we have a bowling alley in Pendel and there are no extra stops that need to be made. These stops are built within the schedule as they were previous to moving to Pendel or moving to Morrisville. So it just makes more sense. You're keeping business within the district, which will keep costs down, which we would love to see because it's budget season. Pendel also provides secure equipment storage, eliminating the needs for students to carry 45-pound bags to and from school via bus, having to get dropped off, or having them be stored in Mrs. Pennington's office. So there would be secure location for us to get those stored at Pendel. And really, Pendel is their home alley. Like, these students, these kids bowl there weekly. They're there sometimes daily. So bringing them back home is just makes sense. Currently, Neshaminy competes at disadvantage bowling at Morrisville Lanes because that's also the home of Pennsbury, in which their coach is deeply involved in the Morrisville bowling alley. So we're again at a disadvantage. Since the team originally left Pendel, the facility has undergone new management. It's undergone major improvements. Any previous concerns about the atmosphere are no longer an issue. We are simply asking that the district reconsider the decision before next bowling season to consider bringing our kids back to Pendel, which will support our students academically, financially, logistically, and competitively. But you're going to hear it from these kids. That's where they want to go. They want to go back home to Pendel, where they've bowled since they were little kids, little girls, little boys. So I just want to thank you all for considering our students, taking the time to listen. But we truly appreciate your time and dedication, and respectfully ask that you please consider bringing us back to where we proudly call Pendel our home.
Anthony Krajewski.
Good evening, members of the school board. I'd like to consider moving to our bowling alley to matches and practices in Pendel because when I started in Pendel with a friend of mine, and that was for probably 6 years, and that's just where I love to be. I'm not really a fan of Marsville because the lanes are like different, and mid-season they also decided to change the oil that none of us knew, and we all didn't really do that good when we bowled on it. Pendel is our home bowling alley, and it's where our team practices and spends time together outside school. So that's why I think we would be great at Pendel for our 2026 season. I'm also a senior, or I'll be a senior next year, and I'll be bowling. And I think playing where I started would be just awesome. All right, that's all.
Case Green.
Thank you.
Pendel Lanes is located within our school district, so keeping our matches there supports a local business in our own community. We believe it is important to support businesses that support our support us and teams throughout the year. Moving back to Pendel would help us with missing important class time during 8th period. The travel to Morrisville takes longer and causes us to leave school earlier than necessary. Staying closer would help us balance academics and athletics better.
Landon Rutledge.
Pendel Lanes is located within our school district, so keeping our matches there supports a local business in our own community. We believe it is important to support. At Pendel Lanes, our equipment can be safely stored in a locked office. This means students would not have to carry bowling bags on buses or bring equipment into school during the day, which would make more transportation much easier and safer for everyone. We also feel we are at a disadvantage bowling at Mooresville because it is Pennsbury's home, and Pendel is the lane conditions and our environment our team is most familiar with, and returning there would give our team a fair and comfortable home location again. I'd also like to talk about the transportation and state that it is unsafe because fitting 8 to 12 or 10 to 12 people in a van, or one time we had a Kia van and it only fit like 6 people, so we also have to sit on each other's laps to go to Mooresville, which is like 15-20 minutes away, and it's just unsafe for everyone. So thank you.
Christine Kwajowski.
Hi, I'm a parent of Anthony Krajewski. I'm his mother, and he's going to be a senior this year. He's been bowling at Pendel for many years, and he started off there. It would just be really special for the seniors that there's another senior, he wasn't able to make it here today, but for both of them to be able to end their senior bowling time with Pendel. They're used to being there. All the students go there, you know, everything that Regina was. I just want to say I agree with everything that Regina was saying. It just makes more sense that the boys and the girls go back to Pendel for their home bowling area. Okay.
No further comments.
To our bowling parents and our bowlers, thank you for coming out. It's always great when students come out and talk about something they're passionate about. I will be more than happy to have a conversation with Ms. Pennington. There were many factors involved in the decision initially to move the team from Pendel to Morrisville, but we will definitely revisit that. I know there was many changes there, so I'll be more than happy to have a conversation with her and see what the options are for next year.
Okay, that brings us to routine matters. I'd like to make a master motion to approve item 2.01 minutes, 2.02 treasurer's report, 2.03 check register and procurement card purchases, 2.04 investments, 2.05 exonerations, 2.06 bids, and 2.07 budget transfers. There's a motion on the floor. Can I get a second? Second by Mrs. Brochus. Any comments or questions? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes 8-0. Personnel. I'd like to make a master motion to approve item 3.01 appointments, new hires, 3.02 appointments, rehires, 3.03 retirements, resignations, and end of assignments, 3.04 leaves of absence, 3.05 co-curricular and ancillary appointments, 3.06 summer hiring, 3.07 tenure award, and that's it. There's a motion on the floor. Can I get a second? Second by Mr. Kraus. Any comments or questions? Yeah, you can do.
I just take a moment to recognize the retirements of Anna Burrows with 22. What's that? Borzos with 22 years. Deborah Kantz with 26 years. Marcia Cloud, 23 years. Kimberly Crinlin with 20. Arlene McGugan with 28. And Jolyn Vanier-Exner with 25. So thank you for your service.
And I think, did you say Arlene McGugan?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sorry. Okay. So we have a second. So all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes 8-0. Mr. Bowman?
Yeah, Mr. Sullivan, I'd just like to take a minute to congratulate our new contracted teachers here in Neshaminy. I think we have a few with us tonight. Denise Conti, I believe, is here. You want to stand up so everybody can see you and wave? Denise will be a special ed teacher at Neshaminy High School. We have Kristen Curley with us as well. Kristen will be a math teacher at Maple Point Middle School, and Lauren Leviton is with us as well, who will be a special ed teacher at Maple Point Middle School as well. I don't think I missed anybody else hiding out there anywhere, right? All right, so congratulations to them all, and congratulations to you three, and thank you for coming tonight.
Thank you, Mr. Bowman. That brings us to business operations. Mrs. Marshall.
I'd like to make a master motion for business operations for 4.01 annual appointments 2026 to 2027, 4.02 appointment of treasurer, 4.03 appointment of assistant board secretary, 4.04 cooperative purchasing agreements, 4.05 competitive electronic auction bidding, 4.06 breakfast and lunch pricing, 4.07 newspapers on record, 4.08 Sunday facility usage, 4.09 authorization to hire, 4.10 facility and energy usage fees, 4.11 depositories of school funds, 4.12 procurement card use, 4.13 taxpayer bill of rights, 4.14 BCIU Safe to Say Master Services Agreement 2026 to 2027, 4.15 Vision Plan Renewal, 4.16 Go For Health Services LLC Master Services Agreement 2026 to 2027, 4.17 Settlement Agreement for Employee X, 4.18 Contracted Services for 2026-2027. That's it.
We have a master motion on the floor. Can I get a second? Second by Mr. McGoldrick. Any comments or questions? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 8 to.
Thank you, Mr. Sullivan. I'd like to make a motion for 5.01 Head Start Pre-K and Early Learning Center Programs, MOU with BCIU. Whereas the Neshaminy School District and the Bucks IU desire to share information such as assessment results, health records, IEPs, or other information to help teachers meet the individual student needs. And whereas the Neshaminy School District and the Bucks IU desire to establish channels of communication between the LEA staff and Head Start, pre-K providers, and local early childhood center staff. And whereas the Neshaminy School District and the Bucks IU desire to coordinate with Head Start, pre-K providers, or early childhood centers, the LEA will participate in parent meetings to support program involvement, parent engagement, and transition-related activities into the LEA school environment. And whereas the Neshaminy School District and the Bucks IU desire to provide professional development opportunities as appropriate, including transition-related trainings with Head Start pre-K providers and early childhood education staff. Now therefore be it resolved that the Neshaminy Board of School Directors hereby approves the attached Head Start Partnership Agreement for the 2026-2027 school year. File is attached.
Thank you, Mr. Rodriguez. There's a motion on the floor. Can I get a second? Second by Ms. Wolbeser. Any comments or questions? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes 8-0. That brings us to the closing of the meeting. Anyone have any other board business? That brings us to the second public comment period. I think someone's ready.
Apologies, I missed the sign. I was very busy. Alyssa Ivaska, 61 Cobalt Cross, Levittown. I just want to say I was here at the education meeting, and I want to say thank you to Dr. Burkholder, which I think she's no longer here. She presented on the technology usage on kindergarten and first grade, and there was actually kindergarten teachers there who reinforced the limited use that kindergartens do. One area that we discussed that I thought was quite interesting is I asked, well, what about when there's indoor recess or the kids are hanging out in the hallway or when there are breaks? And she actually acknowledged that there's no guidance that they have on that because my son came home telling me that they play on the laptops, and then when I volunteered at the Christmas time, you're in the hallways and the kids are just on the laptops. So I started to do some research around, okay, well, if we're using technology for lessons, what else is out there? What's being said? And the American Academy of Pediatrics and the Council on Communication and Media just released a Digital Ecosystems Children and Adolescents scientific paper. And this paper describes that it's no longer simply screen time. They now describe children living within a digital ecosystem designed to capture attention and maximize engagement. It makes clear that the goal is not to eliminate technology. We need technology. I understand they're doing their lessons on the technology and they're using it, but that technology needs to serve child's development rather than competing for attention. And schools are particularly talked about as a major partner in this. And I'm only going to bring up the one recommendation because there's a whole list of recommendations. And one of them was the boundaries within technology. And I think that plays into what Dr. Burkholder acknowledged is that, okay, well, the kids are doing indoor recess and then they go on the laptops and they're just playing the games. But we didn't used to do that. There were other ways to do indoor recess and other times. The children really need those brain breaks. The scientific research that I mentioned, Dr. Coney Horvath presented to Congress back in January, that those brain breaks are extremely important for them to actually absorb what they do learn. And then also, just recently, the Department of Health and Human Services U.S. Surgeon General Advisory released an advisory on the harms of screen use, and they no longer see it as they actually see it as a public health issues. And again, they mentioned school boards and how important the school boards, and the one thing that they talked about in there is the same thing I mentioned, is reduce or ban non-instructional device use during the school day. So don't allow them to go on there when they're supposed to be having breaks and not using it for anything but lessons. I have a 2-year-old and I have a 7-year-old. My 7-year-old is actually not a good candidate for this because he just got accepted into AE. He's got a 134 IQ and he's doing really well. So, but I'm fighting for all the kids and them because they need that time to not just be spending on the screens. And I have no control over that besides in my own home. And I really don't want my son just playing games, diverting his attention. And it comes down to a lot of research showing that we need to make sure that they're not fragmenting their focus and they're focusing on having those breaks. And I'll stop. Thank you very much.
Anyone else with public comment? Okay. And we'll segue into board comment. Anyone have any board comment? Okay. The only comment I will have is that I'd like to welcome our 3 new teachers that are here tonight, and best of luck and welcome to the district. Future meetings, we have on June 9th, there's a public work session in this room starting at 7 o'clock. June 23rd is the next public board meeting at 7 o'clock in this room. There's a Business Operations Committee meeting on Wednesday, June 3rd at 6:30 p.m. and Educational Development meeting. The next Educational Development meeting won't be till the fall of 2026. And there's a policy meeting on June 4th at 6:30 in this room. With that, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn. Can I get a second? Second by everyone. All right. Meeting's adjourned.